but it was so common for men to not have anything going for themselves. I remember when they took y'all, and I ain't let y'all stay there that long. They wasn't supposed to end up there
in the first place.
Yeah, especially my sister. She didn't meet her dad until she was probably in her 20s, maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, in junior high, I got suspended a lot for fighting. But it wasn't even a fight. It was just like I would hit somebody. Yeah. He was actually in and out of jail like the first few years of my son's life. I would get on the city bus with my son, drop him off at my mom's house, go to work, get back on the bus to go to her house and bring her back home.
You can pop live.
No,
man, I'm learning all kinds. That's hip hop.
I still shock myself today and ask myself like, how did I make it out?
Hey, guys. It is our 12th episode of the group chat. And here we have sitting with us today, not only and none other than the Miss Daletta Higgins.
Woo, we got Daletta. All right.
Hello.
Daletta. What's up?
I'm doing good. Parents or family members was an alcoholic. You picked that up as well.
Oh,
I know, because you came and I just want to squeeze and hug you so tight because I haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, I didn't have family in Texas, and y'all made
yes.
Yeah, y'all made, yes.
All right, so for those who don't know, Daletta, I guess, is Daletta our first employee? Not
for the
she's our first
financial office,
real,
but definitely for the beauty bar.
Yep.
I'm going to credit her as our first employee, just period.
Okay.
Only because she did both. She did both.
Yeah, she did. She was very... She's always been hungry. She always been a go-getter. So that's what I definitely love about her. That's what I love about you. I'm over here talking like as if you're not sitting right here, right? I love the fact that you are a go-getter, that you are a grinder, and you really trying to do everything you can to win. And even outside of obstacles that have came your way, like I love the fact that you still hustle, you still get it.
Yes.
So originally Daletta started our salon that we had. The salon that we didn't do too hot at, but it was there. I ain't do the braids right enough. So but she was running her thing, doing the facials. What they call it, esthetician?
Yeah, esthetician.
Okay, so she was the esthetician. So tell her where you from. Where you from?
I'm originally from Minnesota, and the backstory on how I got introduced to you is I was in my esthetician program, and I was asking somebody about I wanted to start a Roth IRA. And then that's how they introduced me to you. We never started, but then I started working at the beauty bar.
Yeah, because that didn't come up for some years.
That's how I got your number.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, because that didn't come up for some years.
No.
But after being around you, it was like, I think I was just thinking smaller because I'm like, okay, I want something more than that I can have more control over other than a 401k. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was going with that. And I was supposed to start it in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So then I asked about it, and then being around you, I was like, okay, it's something bigger than this.
Yeah.
So was that when you first got to Texas? Because you from Minnesota, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Let's see.
How did you get to Texas in the first place?
I met somebody, and we moved to Texas.
That's how everybody get everywhere. If it wasn't for women, all the men would be crouched up in Africa right now. Wouldn't nobody love.
So you trying to say the women is the only reason why?
That's the only reason to go anywhere. It's because that's the only reason. I'm telling you, if there were no women, or all the men would be under a rock in Africa somewhere right now. Civilization wouldn't went nowhere. Hey. But see, when you be with, you go. She say she want to go here. Come on, let's go.
But no, I felt like at the time that he went there to pick me up. Because I had big dreams. Like I was supposed to. I had built my credit, and I had just made it to the 700 Club.
Yeah,
I was about to go back to the bank and buy a duplex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I met him, and I seen something totally different than what I see in my circle. So I was like, it must be good. It must be. Yeah. I ignored everything.
Yeah.
And everybody pointed out.
But why Texas, of all places?
His mom and sister was going there. He was actually going to a whole nother state. He was going to get them settled in there. So then, since he started a family, he went to Texas, and I went with him.
Hey, this is your girl, Dr. LQ. Look, I am so excited because we are here to help you win. we have now launched the LQ Financial Academy so that you can have the opportunity to learn this tax game, right? Of course, your girl, Dr. LQ, is going to make sure I mentor you and take you to the next level. So you already been in the tax game? Guess what? I know that you're looking for the right company to really help you get to the next level. We're those people. We're going to help you win. $99. That's right, $99. Go click the link. Who is this program for? People who want to do their own taxes, people who want to become a tax professional, people who want to start their own tax business, and people who want to take their career to the next level. We literally have built this software, this program from the ground up. We wanted you to get the proper education to take you to the next level. We were here to help you win. Now, why should you learn from LQ Financial Group? Well, number one, we are one of the top leading companies in the tax industry. We are here helping people across the world, making sure things are done right and properly, and we're going to teach you to do the exact same thing. We have a great rapport in the industry, and we like to keep it that way. So why can't we train you to do the same thing? LQ Financial Academy is where you want to go so that we can be able to help you get to the next level. LQ Financial Group got you. LQ Financial Group got you.
LQFinancialAcademy.com.
Click the link and get on board.
Click the link. Get started today. We hope to see you soon.
Oh, wow. So what type of childhood did you have growing up?
Type of childhood.
Were you close with your parents?
My mom, I was close with her. It was always me, my mom, and my sister, and we called ourselves Three the Hard Way.
Three the Hard Way.
Yes, it was always us. It was Three the Hard Way until I had a child at 19.
Okay.
It was rough, but growing up, I was happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like even every time we went into a new shelter, I was happy. I was excited. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you about the time we got put out of a place and we had to live in a motel, not a hotel, a motel. And I seen it was a for sale sign, and I was like, "We can buy this. It's for sale, and then we don't have to worry about what no one say. We could just stay here."
You already had the mindset.
like baby, you homeless. You living in a motel, and you talking about your mama can buy this hotel?
Yeah.
With what? Things. Yes. And I did not understand it.
Wow.
Were you raised around your dad's family at all? Or?
No, my dad, I knew of him, and he stayed on the north side of Chicago, and we stayed on the south side of Chicago. But we didn't have a relationship. He more so had a relationship with my mom, and to the point where we moved from Chicago when I was 10, and our first time going back, I was 12. We had his number. We contacted him. He was going to take us out to eat, but he wanted my mom's number, and my mom did not want to give her number out.
Wow.
Never seen him after that.
Really? So your first real contact was at 12?
Outside. Well,
and
my
then
first
even
real
then,
contact outside of my mom.
Outside of your mom?
Yeah, mom was still in Minnesota, and my sister went to Chicago by herself.
Oh, wow.
But I seen him. I remember his house. I remember the blocks. I remember the piano that was in his house. My dad is actually Caucasian. So
really?
Yes.
Your dad is white?
Yes. So
how do I not know this? I've never heard this. You know this? Oh man, we could have been getting some tax credits or something, right? Ain't nobody tell me, man, we could have filed some paperwork. Oh, come on.
So growing up in Chicago, being on the north side of Chicago, it was all Caucasian people. So it was more so embarrassing growing up, going over there. So that's why we
didn't really go.
Yeah, so I didn't speak on it. But then I started speaking on it, and then everybody was like, "Oh," it was like I seen more of my people around me than his people. So sometimes I wake up and don't. I just look at myself as black. I am black. I don't see, like, the only proof you can see is my hazel eyes.
Yeah.
My mom permed my hair, so all that's gone. But yeah, it was to the point where even when I relocated back to Minnesota recently, I was talking to my auntie, and I was talking to her about my dad being white, and then it dawned on me, like the memory just popped in my head. I was like, I never dated outside my race, and it was growing up. It was embarrassing to date outside my race. How is that embarrassing?
Yeah.
That's how much I was not.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you were raised around black culture and entrenched in black culture, like they use a one drop rule from the South. If you you got any black blood in you, you're gonna get labeled as black for the most part.
Yeah.
I just not found out you white today, so that's how it works. So,
because your lady has pretty eyes, and her parents is
black. Yeah. So when you were young, do you feel like not having a real relationship with your dad? Do you feel like it affected you, or
no? Because not really. No, not really, because all the drugs and alcohol that was around us, that was more of the focus.
Oh, okay.
And even when I moved, like when I got in high school, nobody knew my mom. My mom got sober like a year or two after we moved to.
Oh, wow.
Like my sophomore year maybe. So nobody knew her as the drinker. Oh, so wow. It was like I didn't speak on it. Mm-hmm. So it was like nobody knows that part about me. It's hidden.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It wasn't common for people to have their both parents around. So it was normal, especially my sister. She didn't meet her dad until she was probably in her 20s maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. She was 20?
I know my son was in preschool. So he was like 4. So I was probably 20, 24, 25. And she's 2 years younger than me, so that's when she found her dad.
How many sisters and brothers do you have?
Just one.
Okay, just your sister.
Yep, that's where the 3 the hard way come from.
Okay,
it would just be my mom and my sister.
Cool. When you were younger, what did you kind of think your life would be? When you got older, what did you really want to be?
Nothing. I didn't have dreams to do nothing. Like because when I was younger, it was like, I don't know. It was like, I know I played with other kids that wasn't on my block, and playing with them, it was like a step outside of my family. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like I was dreaming a little, but I knew where I was going back to. Mm-hmm. So, like when I was 12, when I was saying I first went back to Chicago, mm-hmm. a lady in my uncle's building, I went downstairs and she was like, "Can I reach your palm?" Mm-hmm. And she read my palm and she said that you're gonna be a businesswoman.
Really?
And I was like, I didn't even know how to shave at that time. Oh. Like nobody told me even how to shave at 12. Mm-hmm. So you talking about I'm about to be a businesswoman? Mm-hmm. I didn't dream about much. When I was in 10th grade, at the end of my 10th grade, I was doing a countdown to move out on my own because my house was just not. It was, yes. So I just did a countdown to move. And as soon as I turned 18, I graduated in May or June. Mm-hmm. I didn't turn 18 until August.
Oh, wow, you left already.
I tried. I went down to the Section 8 office and they said you're not 18.
Wait, you went to the Section 8 office?
You knew that much. What to do?
Yes. Because everybody around me was pushing me to get on benefits, to get on subsidized housing. Mm. So that's what they was pushing us to do. Like, it wasn't no...
So who was telling you guys to do this? Like, is this somebody that was like a mentor for your family, or someone at the shelter?
Everybody.
Like who was
everybody around?
Everybody around was on subsidized and was and that was the norm. Like, everybody around me had the poverty mindset.
Oh, wow.
And it was hard for me to even get out of it because my senior year I took a childcare class, and that was my first dream. That was the first vision I had. I seen myself open up a daycare. Mm-hmm. And I went to school for barely the first semester for childcare. But it was nobody pushing me, but I didn't realize nobody was pushing me before either. Mm-hmm. And I just dropped out. It was like I got scared. I was scared to be number one. Mm-hmm. I always wanted to be behind somebody. So if somebody was telling me that, oh, if you get your childcare degree, we can open up a childcare together, I would have did it. I would have kept pushing myself to do it. Mm-hmm. I wasn't even babysitting people's kids, so it wasn't. I don't know why I picked something like that. I don't know if it was because it was easy or because it was happiness outside of my reality. Mm-hmm. Because I even went to, like, cause I stayed in Duluth, Minnesota, and I went to like Minneapolis and St. Paul area, and it was like childcare competitions where we created games, and I got a picture somewhere of me having a medal of winning one of the competitions. And that was just outside of, but it was like I kept going back to my reality. So the dream didn't last long. Like, I was nervous. I mean, I was scared to, any thoughts I had or wanted to do, I was scared to say it out loud because nobody else was saying it, nobody else was doing it, and I didn't want to look like a fool.
Yeah. You felt isolated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So during that period in your life, during those trying times, what was those spotlights that you was like, I'm happy? Even though you were in your situation of not knowing that, you know, being homeless and dealing with all of those, going through the process, what was that moment of like, I'm happy?
Outside of my reality, when I
what was your getaway, like your mental getaway to say, hey, I'm kind of mentally, or did you have one?
Not really. It was just going to school.
So going to school was like more
Were you
than
good in
just your
school?
happiness
Did you like
side.
make good grades and stuff?
Yeah. And like I said, like I was telling y'all before, when I first left Chicago, I left Chicago at 10. We moved around so much in that 1 year. I went to 5 different schools for 6th grade. And it was just like, so it was like hard to find a place, but also trying to hide my home because I'm starting to see people that don't look like that. Like my actual best friend from high school, I didn't even know. I don't know what grade we was in. I met her in my 9th grade year. I don't know what, I don't know what grade I realized that her mom was an alcoholic as well.
Oh, wow.
So it was like I was trying to hide it so much that somebody that I was close to,
dealing with the same thing you were dealing with and didn't even know it.
How did your mom have issues with not being sober and alcohol? How did it affect you when you were younger?
It affected me on having. I don't know.
Did it hurt y'all's relationship or?
No, it actually, like, we was actually close. It was when I got a taste of outside. That's when I was like, the more I was trying to hide, like the last city we moved in high school, nobody knew her as drinking alcoholic. So I was busy trying to hide it. So it was like, that's when I started being like, our relationship is pulling apart. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, now I got to do a countdown to leave this house. Yeah. Like, I don't want to be here no more. But I never had those conversations with her. I never had the conversations with anybody.
Yeah. So when you say you were hiding it, were you like not having friends come to your house or not telling people about your mom? Or,
correct.
Just keeping it all a secret?
Yeah.
So whenever there was school things, activities and stuff that was going on that involved your mom to have to come to school, how did that go?
Well, she didn't.
You just wouldn't tell her about it?
I don't remember anything she had to come to the school about. Oh. Even when I got suspended in maybe 10th grade, she didn't have to come to the school either.
Okay.
So you had to learn how to be independent real early.
Yeah. In junior high, I got suspended a lot for fighting. And
why were you fighting?
But it wasn't even a fight. It was just like I would hit somebody. They wouldn't
you
hit
a
back.
Bully?
So no.
Let me find
a fight involves 2 people.
Yes, that's why it wasn't a fight. It was just
it's a bully. Sounds like it.
I wasn't a bully.
Oh, you weren't a bully? Okay.
So
I probably was just reflecting from what was going on at home.
I got you.
So what would they do for to trigger you to just give them one?
See, in junior high, I don't remember none of them. But in 10th grade, I remember him calling me a B. And then after class, we walked down the hall. I kicked him in his back, and I got suspended for 10 days. That's the only one I remember. The rest of them, I just hit somebody for saying, they probably just said something.
Oh, well, that sounds like self-defense. It didn't sound like no bully. I mean, because he called you out your name. Yeah. So you was just making him reap what he sowed.
Yeah. I don't know if he got suspended, but I did.
Wait, he got kicked and suspended?
No, I don't think he should have. He should have, but I don't know. And I was enjoying chemistry at that time too, but with my unexcused absence and my suspension, I had too many, so I had got kicked out of chemistry when I came back, and I was actually enjoying it. But I can't. I'm not a science girl, but but for some reason I was sad when I got put out of that class.
Calling all tax business owners. It's your favorite TikTok tax song. We are running it back. Hey, you may remember I did a dynamic class on ChatGPT and AI technology and how you can use it to advance your business. We bringing it back. Yeah, we bringing it back. Thursday, November 14th, 6:30 p.m. Central. Hey, there's been a lot of advances since our last class. There are a zillion apps out there, but it's all about knowing the right one. Gotta know the right app. If you're looking to grow the revenue for your company, you need to be in this class. These include apps that are going to help you with your marketing. I'm going to show you an app where with a few lines of text, you can create a month's worth of flyers and have them automatically post. Create these trendy videos with all the little words up under it just like this. I'm going to show you an app where you no longer manual entry. You can have all of your clients' information go right into your system automatically. Automatically. Yeah, we got the information. And as a bonus, you are going to receive an ebook that details all of the information that you're going to learn in the class. This is going to be a thorough, fun class for you to learn how to maximize your business. You can take the class right from the convenience of your home. Right now, we're offering special pricing for the first 10 individuals to sign up. After that, the price is going up. Sign up now. Spaces are limited, and we expect this to sell out just like our last class. LQFinancialAcademy.com.
Click the link and get on board.
Click the link. Get started today. See you there.
So when did you first really start developing thoughts like, yeah, I'm going to get out of here and move on my own? When did you first start really thinking that way? How old were you?
16, I would say. That's when I was doing the countdown on trying to get out of my house. But I wasn't going far. I just wanted to get out of her house. And I just wanted to, but when I moved out in October of that same year, I think I was pregnant by December.
Oh wow!
So where did you go when you left?
I went 10 minutes away. It was in the same city. I didn't leave out of the state that my mom lived in until I was 29.
So this was a friend that you went and moved with. This was
I went into the Section 8 office.
And they gave
Wait, did they give it to you?
They told me I had to wait till I was 18. So I came back in August 18th.
And they gave you Section 8?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess you were.
And I was staying in a 1-bedroom apartment. I think I was paying it was either $75 or $175 because I don't even know where I was working. To be honest, I don't even remember my jobs after I had my son.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember. That's crazy.
So you went into the Section 8 office at 17. They said come back in a couple of months. You went back in a couple of months and then got an apartment. Wow. So you were out on your own, fresh 18. Mm-hmm. How did that feel?
It felt good, but I didn't have my child's father. He moved in with me too. Mm-hmm. He wasn't on my lease, and that was so normal for men to not be on your lease.
Yeah, because you can't get Section 8 like that.
No, but that's the thing. Two people could be on the same lease, but in my environment, no man was on the same lease.
Wow. Were y'all dating before you moved out?
Yeah, I met him my senior year.
Okay, you met him your senior year,
and he was actually in juvie when I met him.
So you met him in juvie?
His senior year, he was able to go to a regular school.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, so you met him,
and that seemed so normal.
Wow! But it was your environment.
Yeah, that made it normal.
Environment. It wasn't no different what anybody else was doing.
Right.
And because he didn't have, even though he was in juvie, he didn't have no criminal background, criminal record at 18 but nobody was encouraging me like, oh, both of y'all put both of y'all name on the lease.
Yeah.
Like, and then he got in some trouble, and then it was never on the same lease. Mm-hmm. But it was so common for men to not have anything going for themselves and to be on another woman's lease. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't see. That's why when I did move to Texas and I got with the guy I was with, I turned 28 or 29. He seemed so different from everybody else.
Yeah.
And I left.
Oh wow! When you were in high school, did you do anything like sports, anything? I know you said that you were really smart in school, making.
I danced. Grades.
You danced?
Yeah, they had a drill
like
team.
Majorette dance. No.
Like, it was like hip hop dance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pop locking and stuff.
Kinda.
You can pop lock.
No.
Man, I'm learning all kinds.
If I could, I would not do it.
Okay, but you were dancing, hip hop dance.
Yeah, I
I
danced.
don't see you actually being a dancer because you're so shy.
Yeah, I danced from
I love it.
I danced from 9th grade to did I do any dance in my senior year? I don't know if I did in my senior year. And that's what because I moved to Duluth, Minnesota, January of my 9th grade year. And because my records didn't get moved, my sister went to school, but my first month there, I was at home.
Oh wow.
So and then a lady started a dance team at the school I was at, and then I joined it. And then I joined another dance team, but none of the dance teams that it was a part of the school.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the typical cheerleading or
Yeah. Y'all were dancing.
Hip hop.
Hip hop, like the lady on that little bit. That's hip hop.
Hip hop.
That's hip hop. Yeah.
So just dance. I was very shy. Like I wanted to join track, but I was shy. It was like I don't know why I couldn't open up and say, "Oh, I want to join track."
Yeah. Oh, you fast? You can run?
I don't know. I never pushed myself to do it.
Yeah.
But
you thought about it?
Yeah, but I was too shy because I was so busy trying to hide the lifestyle that I was living outside of school.
So have you always been shy?
Yeah, and to be honest, I wonder if I was shy because I was too busy hiding my home.
Yeah.
And I didn't want my thoughts to come out, and I was embarrassed about my thoughts because it wasn't like anybody else around me. And nobody was like really conversating about their dreams and what they want to do in life.
Yeah, your environment plays a big part in how you turn out because it's what you see around you is what you believe is possible. And you believe this is how it goes. If you only see people do stuff one way your whole life, that's just how you think it goes. And you will forever kind of operate in that. And I think that's something that everybody kind of deals with. You have to unlearn so much stuff when you get older before you even put the new stuff in. You got to unlearn all this stuff and say, yeah, that's not how this goes. And you only really know that when you're around somebody else who does it different. And you're like, oh, wait, that's different. Oh, you can do it that way. Oh, this is what y'all talking about. So it just takes a little bit of being around the right people. And I think that's why it's important to expose kids to everything that you can.
Yeah.
So they can see, hey, pick your path. There's a lot of ways of doing all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think right before I came to Texas and right before I met the guy that I moved to Texas with, I was on a board of a nonprofit organization in Duluth, and I was on their finance. And I also was trying to, they had a free tax site as well. I mean, it's tax program too. And I tried to work for them, but I couldn't slow down my work schedule and everything to actually pass the test, but I still volunteered. And there is where I was on a program where the lady was helping me build my credit. That's when I first got introduced to budgeting, to saving. And I'm like, oh, I want to learn about credit. So it was like, I think that's why I never even started my Roth IRA when I wanted to be introduced to you, because I was made to ask that question because I already had the vision to be in finance, but I had to be at a beauty school to ask somebody about something finance and get introduced to you, because it was like God knew that I wasn't going to act on my vision. So he had to put me in place. And to be honest, I don't know if I ever told you this, like most of the things that you was doing, I wanted to do, but I was quiet about it. But I was like, do I want to do it because you're doing it? I'm like, I don't want to be in competition. I'm not her competition. She's been established for years. So I'm like, I don't want to seem like I'm just copying her. And I'm like, so it was like, God placed a mentor in front of me, and I was too busy in my head to say, something kept telling me, oh, you just copying her. No, when you were learning about building your credit and learning about budgeting and saving, that was intriguing for you. Like before I left Duluth and came to Texas, I was actually in an accounting program. I was in the business program because I wanted to open up a group home.
Oh wow.
I went for the nursing before that because I'm like, oh, if I want to open up a group home, I have to be a nurse. They say, oh, you don't have to be a nurse. Oh, went for the business program. Oh, this business law stuff is a lot, but that accounting, that was amazing. Let me switch it to accounting. So I said I was going to finish it when I moved to Texas, but I didn't. And I still got around you and still was like, oh, maybe you just copying her. Forgetting that you was just in an accounting program.
Because I don't remember you ever mentioning any of that. Until like way near the end when we were getting ready to close the salon down. I don't remember you really mentioning about that until you. I remember specifically me talking to you one day, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm interested in finance type of stuff." I'm like, you ain't never mentioned this. And you're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Okay, well, let's just move you over here. Just move over here." And we talked about it. Yeah, it just made logical sense, but I think it's really important for your stories that if you didn't go through those steps, you had no idea that going through, because you went through esthetician school. I can remember you taking the test. I can remember you going back and forth to the studying and different stuff. But all of those steps, moving to Texas, doing all these steps just to really get to your end goal. But if you would have never took that first step, you never know where it going to lead you to.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you never know. So you moved out. You're 17, 18, 19 years old, and you're now pregnant. About to have a baby. And you're still in your apartment? You're still in your apartment that you had with your boyfriend at the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Are y'all still together, hanging?
At that time?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was actually in and out of jail like the first few years of my son's life.
Okay.
Like he was there for the delivery. But I remember I know I only breastfed for a month and he wasn't around when I stopped.
Oh wow.
So he had to be locked up already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
I actually remember my job now. I was working a dietary aide at the hospital before I got pregnant.
Really?
Yeah.
Like serving the food? Or coming up with the meals and stuff?
Yep. Food service. Like actually bring the meals upstairs to the patients.
Okay. That's cool. So you're working in the hospital. Wow. How did you like working in the hospital?
I liked it a lot, but the people that I was working with, I think my subconscious knew who I was, where I was trying to go in life, but I didn't know because I remember one of the girls there. It was like a line where everybody stand on different sides and serving certain stuff on the tray. And I guess I was at the beginning and somebody sent the note down talking about me. But I didn't know until I was off. Somebody told me when on my off day. So what did I do? I go confront her on my off day with my sister.
Oh, right. Oh, she sent a bad note.
I don't even remember today. I don't even remember what it was.
You was a fighter.
I think I just had a mouth.
I really can't see that whenever you're so shy. So wait, you had enough to say to beat somebody up, but you didn't have nothing to say no other period of time to be shy?
Because that's not where I was supposed to be when it came to the things that my purpose. I couldn't speak on it because it wasn't like my reality. So I could act on anything about my reality. Everybody fighting in the streets and whatnot. So I could act on all that. So when it comes to
that's what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's why the Lord is just processing my thoughts. So that's what I'm thinking.
So that first few years, your child's father, he was kind of in and out of jail. So you were more or less raising your son by yourself, or?
And it seemed so easy because I would get on the city bus with my son, drop him off at my mom's house, go to work, get back on the bus to go to her house and bring her back home. So
you and your mom still had a cool relationship during this time?
Yeah.
Okay. Did it kind of continue like that, or?
It continued until my sister met her dad when he came around. I seen another side of my mom that it was like how she was when I was a child, and I didn't like it.
So you felt like she was going back into that hole again of drinking and stuff?
Yeah.
Had she become sober during this time, or?
Yeah, she was sober before she got around him.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
So
feel like it was a mechanism that he done something to her to make her want to go back to drinking.
Yeah, because it was a lot of abuse when it came to she was in an abusive relationship as well. That my only memory of my sister dad is my mom's bloody face.
Oh wow.
Like I didn't remember how he looked, but I remembered my mom's bloody face, and I kind of remember the apartment we stayed in. So it was drinking and abuse, like to the point where one of the apartments we stayed in Chicago, the police came, and since they both were drunk and acting crazy, they said they was gonna have to take both of them to jail. So she had to drop the call, and he had to stay there. And this same man moved to Minnesota with us too.
Oh wow.
So in this process of watching the abuse and the alcohol and things like that, did it ever get to a point where it became abusive to you and your sister?
Not by him. Like I feel like the last time my mom put her hands on me was I was probably 15. No, 12 probably. Cause when I moved to Duluth, I was 14. And I know I didn't she didn't put her hands on me. I actually learned that when she was drunk one time, I had said something. She tried to chase me, and I had her chasing me around the outside.
So you figure she can't catch me, so
yeah. So that was the only time she was gonna try to hit me. But I was probably 12, 13 when the last time she put her hands on me.
Yeah.
So you still in Minnesota at this time, roughly? So you were born in Chicago. Stayed there until you were roughly what age?
10.
Okay, so you were about 10, and then you moved to Minnesota, Duluth.
Minnesota, because I stayed in multiple cities my first year. We didn't move to Duluth until 2004. We stayed mainly in St. Cloud. Like St. Cloud was the last city because we moved to the guy that was abusing her. We moved to his brother's house. Then we moved to a shelter downtown Minneapolis. Then we moved to St. Cloud to a shelter. Then we moved to Brainerd to a shelter. And then we moved back to St. Cloud to a shelter.
Do you remember the first time when you moved to a shelter? I know you mentioned earlier about the motel, but do you remember when you first went to an actual shelter?
Yeah, it was different. It looked like something what is that? Say the Last Dance? Like it looked like they school. Like the way they school looked, that's how the shelter looked. And I believe that they took my mom check for her to live there. And like she was able to keep her food stamps. But it was different. But it was like fun. Like I didn't
basically like a whole college with your parents in the same dorms with you, and
not even looking at like this is embarrassing. This is not how you're supposed to be living. Even when Child Protective Service took us for a day.
Oh wow.
It was fun. Like every time I left my environment, it was happiness.
Because it was different.
Yeah. Like Mama always say, she's like, I remember when they took y'all, and I ain't let y'all stay there that long. I came to get y'all that same day, and that's something to be proud of as a parent. Like I got my stuff together that I was able to come get you. Not even they wasn't supposed to end up there
in the first place.
Yeah. And it was like, oh, fun. Like this is a different environment. It's like not necessarily. It ain't saying I lived in a dirty environment, but when I went to these places, it was like a clean environment.
Yeah.
It was just different than what you were used to.
Yeah. Sometimes being in a bad environment. Well, I won't say a bad environment, but a different environment that's still not the best can be a good look. I had a similar experience when I moved to New Orleans. I moved there in the middle of murder capital. They were killing 5, 6, 7 people a day, every day. I think that year they maybe killed like 1,500 people. This was in the middle of the worst of the worst, and I moved there. But it was but it was better than where I was from. And so it was different. You think that it would be horrible.
Yeah.
You'd be thinking like, nah, it was different. So I understand what you mean in that regard. Yeah. Being in a shelter. If a shelter is different than an abusive environment where you're seeing all kinds of stuff that's not good, that can be a better environment for you. And I'm sure you made probably other kids with that, probably made other friends, and all that. Yeah.
Hey, come quick. I got a secret to tell you. Breaking news, breaking news. It's TikTok Tax Ump with the LQ Financial Group. And boy, do I have something for you. We've been getting asked for years if we offer training for tax professionals. Well, here it is. The LQ Financial Group is officially launching the LQ Financial Academy. If you're looking to become a tax professional or start your own tax business, we have just what you're looking for. Our system was built from the ground up to be easy to use. It works around your schedule. It's 100% online. Be trained by some of the sharpest, most experienced tax professionals in the industry. Let us show you how you can enter the tax industry and make as much as $50,000 in just 4 months of work. Where else can you do that? Who is this training for? If you want to get into the tax industry, if you're an experienced preparer who wants to become a tax business owner, taxpayers who want to learn how to prepare their own taxes, no more need for any of the third-party services. You'll be able to get it done on your own. Why choose us? Why learn from us? LQ Financial Group is one of the recognized leaders in the tax industry. We are known for having the inside scoop on all things tax related. You'll learn how to complete all the necessary tax forms. You'll also learn about deduction, dependents, credits, claims, all the information you need to be successful in the tax industry. For tax business professionals, we show you how to market your tax business, how to get new clients, how to handle all the needed filings and paperwork to make your tax business a success. To celebrate the launch of our academy, we are now offering special pricing right now, and for a limited time. Start our tax professional program for only $99. $99. Are you ready to take your career to the next level? Go to lqfinancialacademy.com right now.
Click the link and get on board.
Click the link. Get started today. We hope to see you soon.
You were at the hospital during this time? Or what type of work were you doing?
I was a nursing assistant.
Okay, nursing assistant.
Because when I was working as a dietary aide at the hospital, I picked up a dietary aide at the nursing home as well. And I seen a flyer that said free CNA class. I never wanted to do nursing or anything, but I was like, oh, free. I think that was the start of jumping into everything. Like you did that because it was free. You never even thought about doing anything medical. Even when I was going through the program and started work, I'm like, I don't want to do nothing medical. You doing it now. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So you just wrote. So did you kind of continue that working in a hospital until you came to Texas, or did you change careers during that?
I stayed as a nurse assistant. I stopped working as a dietary aide. I was holding the nursing assistant job because I was doing home care and a dietary aide. But I got fired from dietary aide, and he said that I did a no call, no show. I believe it was because he knew I started my CNA program, and he didn't like that. Because I know I didn't do a no call, no show. I know I did one no call, no show, and I remember that one. But the one he was talking about, I didn't.
Oh, so you did the one, but not the other one.
Right.
Yeah, it's wrong.
And I actually left a voicemail, so that was when he was talking about it, it was something different. But I was like, what's the point of holding on to that? No, actually, I cried. I had multiple jobs. I think I still was working at dietary aide at the nursing home, and I was working as a CNA. And when I got fired from the hospital, this was 3 to 4 hours a shift. I cried. I was so hurt that I got fired. And it was like, how you hurt? You got a job. Like that's not even aligning with what you want to do. Yeah. So, yeah, but it wasn't my first job, but it was the first good paying job, and that was at that time that was $9.
Oh yeah, that was the old days right there, bro.
So I cried when I was doing that, not realizing like you act like you have no job at all. You act like you had $1,000 rent to pay. You living in a subsidized, so whatever your income is, your rent is going to be. So why are you hurt?
Yeah, it was your attachment to it.
Yeah,
scared to let it go to
I guess
do something better.
I wish I understood it. I probably would have let go things more in life if I would have knew I had that attachment.
Yeah. What would you do different if you could go back and make 1 or 2 different steps? Is there anything you would like? Yeah, I would do that different.
I would push myself to engage with people around me. I believe I would go to another state to go to college. But I went through Upper Bound, and while I was in high school, and that was a program where during the summer you're on a college campus taking classes. During the school year, you're doing different activities with the program. They do tutoring, so it's helping you succeed. But when I was dancing, I stopped going to it, so they told me I couldn't do it no more.
Oh wow!
Not even realizing like that was my out.
I heard of Upper Bound. Is it like Job Corps?
Kinda. I think so. Because Job Corps help you prep for college as well, right?
Help you prep for like jobs. Yeah. It's like a vocational technical school or something. Where they like give you a trade. It's trade school. That's what it is.
And this one was just helping. This Upper Bound was just, you would go to college campus during the summer and go to different programs and go to different trips. And then through the school year, they would help you like tutoring and just helping you prepare for college, but not necessarily you taking a trade. I should have took Job Corps. Not no job. I was too busy trying to just like They kicked me and my sister out of the program because I was going to dance.
Well, you got kicked out of Upward Bound?
Because I was going to dance after school, and I was supposed to go to tutoring after school.
Oh, so you couldn't make a choice out of, you have to do one or the other.
Yeah, and I didn't understand that I could advocate for myself, but my mom told me that it was because I was black. That they didn't care. They just didn't want us in there. Because we even did talent shows in the summertime for Upward Bound.
Oh, wow.
That seemed like that was probably fun for you.
It was.
So you stayed dancing for a while?
Yeah.
Even after you got out of high school?
In a club, yeah.
Oh. Did you club when you were younger?
Yeah, because I was in Upward Bound, they gave us a college ID, so I was able to get in the club at 17 before 18.
Really?
So I was going to the 18 plus clubs at 17, but I wasn't a drinker.
So you was just going to the club because you thought you was old enough because you was 17. That was your first time
and
in the club.
And you had a college ID.
Yeah, everybody else around me was 18 already. I was the youngest because my birthday was in August.
That is crazy. You were doing a lot at a young age.
But I wasn't doing no drug or alcohol.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Especially with coming from that environment, I still shock myself today and ask myself like, how did I make it out? Like usually if your parents or family members was alcoholic, you pick that up as well.
Yeah, is that something that you kind of swore off? Like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I just was running away from the whole environment itself. I never said like, "Oh, I'm not going to drink."
Yeah.
So did you make it in your mind to, even though you're saying, no, I didn't say exactly I wasn't going to drink, but I just wasn't ever going to push myself to try to be an alcoholic, or I stray away from that. Is that, I mean, do you have any of that form of a mindset?
A little, yeah. I would say that. I guess I didn't understand it at the time because the jobs that I was working, they looked different from my environment. So I was like, Like when I was a nurse assistant and I was working at the hospital. No, actually when I was working at a vent care, where it was like 10 patients in the building and everybody was on a vent and most of them was bedridden. That's when I wanted to be a nurse because I was like, I want to help them more. That's train of thought, lost it. That's when being around people like that is what I was chasing because it was more peaceful there. So I didn't tell myself I wasn't going to be this toxic person that my environment was until I got a taste of the peace.
Yeah.
Because in high school, going to school, even junior high, going to school was my peace. But I didn't see myself as like, oh, I'm getting away from it.
Just knew it was different. So leading up to when you were getting ready to leave from Minnesota and actually come to Texas, what were those? I know you mentioned that you were kind of doing little business ideas. You mentioned about you looked at some real estate books, you looked at some other self-help books, and So in your mind, you kind of planning, okay, I'm finna make another escape, it sounds like.
Yeah, but I didn't plan on leaving Texas. Leaving to Texas. I actually, because I took the carpentry class and I was gonna flip flip houses, and I was gonna help with the demolition, I guess. Didn't tell myself like, oh, after the program, you should get more experience.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I would have been struggling as long as I was if I would have just took a job as a carpenter.
Yeah.
Let's see. So right before all of this was happening, before I even met the guy I was with, I wanted to do all this. It was like I forgot all my dreams that I wanted to do when I met him, to the point where by time my first year in Texas, my credit score was back to 4 something, and I made it all the way to 700 just to buy a duplex. Right. And I didn't have. I wanted to do it again. I was like, oh, I could do it with him. Let's do it together. But it was that fire was in me, not him. So I kept on pushing myself. I'm like, but I was still messing up my credit. So I kept on trying to do this. Put the fire in him as he was dimming my light, because then he was something good because he wasn't nothing like my environment. So I started doing life to please him. Like that hustle, that grind, I didn't have none of that anymore. I started working at a warehouse and was going to school. And then after I was finished with school, I was only working, after the pandemic, I was only making $2,000 a month. But that was more than him. And I kept on trying to make more, try to do more. Like the life insurance, the credit, like taxes, I kept on trying to do more. But I just realized all I did was put myself in another environment that didn't fit me. Because every time I wanted to do something, I would tell LQ, and then I'd tell her how he's dimming my light, or no, she had to tell me that he was. Because I was doing things in secret.
Trying to figure it out on your own without help. Yeah.
So it was like then I wanted to start an Airbnb, and I had $5,000 saved. He had his $5,000. I was educating myself online. He wasn't. Then I knew then I found out he started dipping into his 5,000. So then I was like, so that was another vision I had that I just threw away because I chose to pair it with somebody else. But it was my vision. And then as soon as I left him, moved back to Minnesota, I had 3 streams of income in the first 30 days. It's like the grind, the hustle, it all came back. It was working for other people, but it all came back.
Yeah. What was it like when you first got to Texas, since it was a completely different environment than you would probably ever been in? 100-degree weather.
It wasn't even a bother. It was like being on vacation. Like, it was happiness. It was like I seen people that looked like me when I started working at the first warehouse. The first day, I was like, it was something about this. And then that's when it dawned on me. I was like, this is the first job I have ever had. And then my first job was at 15. And this is me almost 30. This is the first job I have had that I was not the only black person.
Oh, wow. Oh, so is it like not black people in Minnesota?
Not as much. It's dominantly white.
Just Prince? Really? It's you and Prince, huh?
Yes. First half.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's the lookalike now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You ever been to Prince's house up there? You ain't never passed by nothing? Wow.
You been in the Mall of America?
Yeah.
We met some people who they actually were like his neighbors or something.
Really?
Yeah. We met them here.
Y'all met a lot of people.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we met some interesting people, some good people. Yeah.
The Mall of America actually 15 minutes from my house now.
Really?
No, really?
So we got to come to your house so we can go to Mall of America.
The one with the roller coaster and all that in there?
Inside of the...
Did you get the walkie-talkies to walk through and all that?
The walkie-talkie.
Yeah, I
they
remember
say
when I
it's
was
so
young, they
big.
said it was so big you had to get walking. Well, I guess people got cell phones now, but
for people that was working or the people that
like
No.
you in there and you want to
Go
talk to
somewhere.
your kids or something. You
But it was
gotta
Camp
get up and walk.
Snoopy, and I think now it's Nickelodeon. I don't know. My child's 16 now, so we don't. I just give him the money, and he just get on the bus and go.
Right.
So I don't even have that experience no more.
Big old
Right.
job. Yeah, it's definitely a different environment. Texas. So you were not the first black person. So you were around a lot throughout your life. You hadn't really been around black people a lot like that, or
It was a few, but dominantly white. Like
wow.
yeah, dominantly white. That I
mean, here is a mixture, so it's not like. I
it's
mean, I know
more
you're
brown.
saying-
Even
It's everything.
yeah.
Yeah, we have every culture out here.
The black was the outcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Way up there?
We was next door to Canada. We next door to Canada.
What is it?
Basically.
Is it racist? Was it racism up there and stuff like that?
Yes, and when it comes to being racist, I think I either was naive or being around them was so pleasant in my environment because everybody say they encounter people saying this or saying that. I was like, I didn't experience that. How did we go to the same school and I didn't experience that?
Oh, wow.
So it's like I either overlooked it or it wasn't that big of a deal. I remember being out like in a bar and a female called me a B. And I didn't react like everybody else. And God was like, I commend you for not reacting. And I was like, why would I react?
And you didn't even know what you're supposed to be reacting to.
No, I knew, but it was just like, why would I hit her because she called me out my name? Like, it wasn't that serious. So maybe the racist remarks wasn't as racist as I don't know. But I didn't.
You just didn't respond the same.
Yeah, I didn't have that experience that everybody else had because it definitely wasn't bad as my environment.
Did you like when you first got here, being around people who look like you?
It was, like I said, like a vacation.
vacation.
I loved it. Like everybody was like, do you like it? I was like, yes. What do you like about it? I don't know.
It ain't where I came
don't
from.
know. It's
different.
Yes. I'm like, but as the 5 years of me being here, I still didn't know if it was somewhere where I wanted to be forever. But me being here, I never seen myself actually going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because I was going to get a duplex in Duluth, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And now that I went back, everything looked old.
Yeah.
Like,
Because you've been
building.
here.
Everything looked modern. I found come there, I'm like, what's up with this brown cabinets? What, we can't have the white? Like, I'm like, I don't know. I just got a taste of something different. And
So it's just a different environment completely when you're going back from there, from being here and more newer stuff.
yeah.
So what was your pathway to the being an esthetician in the beauty school and all that? Once you did get here, you were working at a warehouse. How did you kind of get on that path to?
I got a silk press at one of the beauty schools at Ridgemont Mall. And I was like, oh, I like it. I don't know. I was just liking it. But I looked at their programs and I ended up joining the esthetician program, but they didn't have it. So I had to go to, not Hewlin. Was it Hewlin? Hewlin Mall? Northeast Mall. That's in Hewlin, right?
No, the one down the street.
No.
Hewlin?
Yeah.
Off of 20?
Hewlin
It's
off
of
20.
Northeast Mall.
Northeast is the one right down.
Yeah, they had ITS Academy in there.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
It was in the basement, and now
in the basement.
now it's by JCPenney's.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Now it's by JCPenney's. So I joined that program, and remember I said when I seen the CNA sign, I was like, just join it, and that was the start of me just doing things and not realizing that I just keep on jumping into things, and that's what happened. Reminding you that I was supposed to get settled in Texas and finish my accounting program. I lost that vision, and I just stopped thinking about it. But I was like, oh, I'm with a good man, and we're going to build a family. I'm not going to be a baby mama. I'm going to be a wife. Yeah.
Just work out like that.
Nope.
Life will throw you curves. It's all about how you react to it.
But I'm grateful for it all because I wouldn't have got this mindset saying it because I was accustomed to being a nursing assistant. I didn't see myself doing anything. I was scared to work at the warehouse. But I didn't register my nursing assistant over right away. So I went to a warehouse and I was so scared. Like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to work. I don't know. Like, girl, you a mother. You was just on a board for a nonprofit organization. Like, what are you talking about? But I was nervous because I had a limited mindset. And that's what Texas did. Unfroze my brain.
So that's when you started asking about the Roth, the 401k, while you was there with the instructor, and that's how you end up.
I actually asked Kai.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kai, which is
not Miss LaWanda.
No, she didn't actually meet Miss LaWanda
until she got to the shop.
And she didn't work at the school, did she?
Well, not
she
that
worked at
one.
A different one.
She was at another. But it's actually Zerona's daughter-in-law.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's where you come from, Zerona? I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Well, I know indirectly from Zerona.
Yeah. She's not directly to the
No, I get it. Yeah, I know.
But
I'm learning all kinds of stuff about you today. I ain't know.
Yeah.
I in my mind, I knew you were at a school, and I just kind of assumed it was from Miss LaWanda, just because she was the school person. Because she was an instructor.
Cause I stayed to the side, to the back during the grand opening.
And that was whenever I think that's the moment I realized that you were very timid and you were shy. And I was like, and even when I was telling you stuff and giving you information, you'd just be like, okay. You could be and I'd be like, she is so sweet, but she doesn't say much. I tell her she'd be like, okay. She'd just be like, okay, well, I got this done and I have to be done by this time. I have to have him pick up and go and do this. And it was just, like I said, real timid. And like, it was almost like you'd be like, boo. You'd be like, that's how you was just so like on like eggshells. That's how you seemed, like you were scared to mess up. That's how you were. And I'm like, I think after getting to know you and trying to break you from your shell, like, it's okay. You're not going to mess up. It's okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's how our relationship even grew to moving on to the next level of you getting comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, this is Doug Johnston with Artistic Visuals at LQ Financial Group. You're probably one of the #1 startup production companies in the DFW area. Got to work with global stars Erykah Badu,
Real shy, hey, diggy.
David O. Executive produced a show recently with Boosie for the Boosie Gone Bad.
It's what the world been waiting on. I'm finna change the game. I got my own platform. It's going down.
So with all that said, you know, LQ and her organization have helped us grow as a small company, you know, with our taxes or any type of business mentorship and helping the growth in the DFW area. So if you're a small company or a mid-sized company, even a large company, but you guys need direction, the LQ Financial Group.
Because I was so timid that even when you was starting up the tax season, I asked about it. And you was like, how you going to do both? And in my head, I could have done both. But I didn't know how to put that vision in your head. You was like, how you going to do both? You're going to be down here. And
yeah.
And I was like,
Instead of saying, yeah, this is how I'm going to do both right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have an answer to give me of how you were going to do both. When all in all, I was just more like, hey, do you plan on working half a day over here? Working half? That was more of me asking.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you was just like, oh, I guess I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I remember you being thorough. That's what I really remember. You used to always take care of the people who came in and like were extra thorough. Well, I remember that time it was just you and they had that party They did the facial.
Oh,
it was,
yes.
Oh, it was a whole. You were there all day.
I don't even think I did my best because I was like,
was it 7?
Oh, they were beyond happy.
They were so happy and they were so drunk and so full, and they was just.
I think I came over there once or twice.
But it was just a moment. But for me, in that moment, was like, okay, if we could do this, we can do anything.
And that's when the spa parties.
Became a bigger thing.
Yeah.
And that's how actually it was birthed of having the spa parties. Because we were like, yeah, why not? Because I think, was it for a wedding group? I don't remember what the group was for that they came.
I don't know if it was a wedding group.
It was a birthday party.
Was it a birthday?
But a lot of people didn't stay out. They didn't live local. They wasn't local.
Yeah, some of them came in from out of town. That's why I was thinking it was maybe a wedding group.
I don't know. I feel like I was just I feel like I'm not giving y'all my all because I'm rushing. I'm like looking at the time like
they were happy
because they were over there while they were eating and drinking. You had one of them on the massage table giving them the works, and they were just so happy. And I think it was just that moment of when you taking care of other people, no matter what you're doing, as long as they feel happy and feel like they've been taken care of, that you can do anything.
Oh yeah.
It's not something to make you stuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a good time frame doing that.
Yeah.
Hanging out over at the old salon was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was cool down there.
Absolutely.
Down and this is in the middle of the pandemic. So we kind of stringing all this stuff together because nobody's really coming outside.
Yes.
So we got to get them outside to get them in.
Yep.
People are kind of transitioning from doing hair and all that.
Papers, making sure, hey, you didn't have COVID in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we had to have all. Remember, we had to have
it was laws. Yeah. It was in place. Mask.
I still got my head jobs booty bar.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think I still have I might still have my shirt too. I can't fit in it though.
I got. I got the mask. Matter of fact, my mask is on my desk. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I keep
mine's at home. But like even the shirts and the scrubs and the
yes.
Just great.
And we ain't know what we were doing.
But y'all,
we were trying to figure it out.
But y'all knew how to run a business, so it didn't scare y'all.
No, that's true. We was just and I think that's the biggest thing is anything you want to do in life, you can't allow things to scare you. If you're gonna do it and you really have faith that you can do something, do it. Why not?
Because you're gonna have bumps in the road and you're gonna mess up.
Yeah.
But if you're coming from a good place, you'll never mess up so bad you can.
Yeah.
You just got to be coming from genuinely saying, hey, we're going to put our best forward and not trying to scheme and cut corners and all that. Because when you start to do that, that's when you get in bad situations. But if you genuinely put all y'all into it, I'm going to try my best to make this work.
And you got to have faith. Like
you gotta
having faith of a mustard seed, like real life. If you don't have faith and believe in what you're doing, regardless if you know what you're doing, it's about having faith and trusting that you can do something and never giving up. Like that's the way you're going to be able to be successful in anything you want to be in life.
I need to remind myself of that. That's what got me through moving back to Minnesota beginning of this year. I either joined a church, I joined a relationship workshop, and going to the workshop, going to church, crying beforehand because of what I was going through prior, but just playing face, being told that why are you going to a relationship class when you supposed to be here with your child?
Wow.
Like that class made me realize the people that was in my life, like what kind of people they were. Like those wasn't healthy.
You had to get to know you all over again. You coming from something that was broken, so why not?
Yeah, it was a lot of tears. It was like the water was not helping. Somebody told me because before I moved to Texas, I actually was a Mary Kay consultant. And the lady told me when you about to cry, just drink water, and it'll
suck up your tears.
Oh, is that a thing? I gotta learn that one.
It definitely helped, but I didn't think about that during
that period.
I did not. I just.
So how did you actually get to the office? Now I know mentally this is how I remember. I remember we were trying to figure out the salon stuff. We had a situation with them in the construction and all that. Old boohoo with the salon.
When we expanded, is when
yeah,
came over because we had to shut the other side.
Yeah,
down
we had to shut one side down because we expanded the other side.
And she was like, "I still want to do taxes," and I was like, "Okay, you should definitely do it. You got to come to the training. You got to do this, do that." And he was like, "Okay," and I know that's when I know you got started. Because they were doing all the work down there, and I was like, I don't want you not to be doing anything. Yeah. I wanted you to do something. Yeah. I didn't want you.
And you're the only person we kept, man.
Yep, all our other people.
Yeah, you don't.
One of them, our people that left. She actually she's married and has a baby now. Daslin.
She's not working for the financial company anymore.
Daslin?
No, you remember Jasmine?
That name sounds.
Young, light skin.
She was young.
At the beauty bar or
at the beauty bar.
Jasmine, Miss Lawanda.
I remember
she was the other esthetician.
No, I never met her. I do remember y'all trained somebody and
y'all never met. Y'all
was gonna did a commercial for her and everything.
Yeah.
And I never got to meet her.
Because at one point
you thought she did.
At one point you had scaled. I think you got a job somewhere or something. And you scaled back coming or something like that. I can't remember. That was something.
I think she was still in school. She was still in esthetician school too.
No, I finished school because I was taking a test.
Yeah, that's what.
And then it wasn't a lot of foot traffic, so it wasn't necessarily a lot of money coming through at one point. And then they actually we had to shut down because we were expanding. And
getting the foot spa stuff.
But I didn't work for 2 years. Like, I think everything shut down April of 2020. I stopped working at Amazon. March because I ended up I was doing that in school.
Oh, okay.
And then I had hurt myself there, so I stopped working, and then I stopped going to school because everything got shut down. Mm-hmm. But I didn't go back to work until I didn't go back to work for 2 years.
Oh wow! Yeah, that sounds about right.
It was like a few months after they stopped all the unemployment. That's when
everybody said, all right, it's time to go back to work now. They cut the faucet out. It's time to go back to.
And I went to do mail carrying.
Yes.
You were a mail carrier. I remember that.
And I was coming to the office. I would work all day as a mail carrier and then come right to the office.
You were. I remember that. When you first worked at the office, you were a mail carrier.
Because my videos that I was posting had
the uniforms. And she still had her uniform on.
You had your uniform on.
Because I remember asking, how did you get a mail carrier job? You know, most of the time when they they want you to be military and all this stuff.
And you got the job fast. I remember that.
It was because they was letting people after the pandemic because everybody said it was hard to get in the post office. And I said I applied and then they called me back and they said I was going to be temporary. Like I wasn't going to be full time. And that's what I went in there thinking. Mm-hmm. No, I'm working 6 days a week. Man. And I quit when they tried to make me work a Sunday. They said work. Cause I was living in Fort Worth, driving to the post office in Hewlin. Mm-hmm. And they tried to make me do Amazon Sunday in Louisville. Mm-hmm. And I said no. And he said, you're not supposed to, you can't say no. Cause I actually was, for 2 weeks, I was working in, it was another city, but it was probably 45 minutes, an hour away from my house, and I was doing rural carrying, and I love that. I almost wanted to revert my car to the other side to do it. I don't know what it was with driving with the animals, but I was loving it. And
it was just because of the wilderness, probably, because you were in city stuff.
But I'm not an outdoorsy person. I don't know why that was the peace. That was peaceful for me.
Yeah.
Probably because you used to all the city lights, all the movement and stuff.
Different environment.
Yeah.
You know, because when it go out here, it goes. So I can imagine if having that rural area, the country now that's like, woosah, everything's quieter.
And he wanted me the guy that, I don't know if he was my boss or what, he just was over me. He wanted me to work Sunday. And I said, no, I'm not working Sunday. Y'all already have me working 6 days a week. The lady was like, most places do work Sunday. And I talked about me driving. She said, my first job, I was driving an hour.
What they got to do with me?
Exactly. That's the look I gave her.
Like, yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with me, man.
So they did like the 90-day review. He gave me a bad review, but they kept me on because they did the review after my 90 days. So they couldn't really let me go. And now,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you was already permanent.
You was already permanent by the time they did the review.
Yeah. So he was like, you got to do that Sunday. I said, I'm not doing that. That's going to make me work multiple days in a row. I'm not doing that. It's over 7 days. He said, you have to. The guy I was with, he said, he sounded like a jealous boyfriend. I said, I know. So I told him, I said, okay. I said, okay. So he thought I was still going. I hung up and called in.
After just getting off the phone with it?
I called
you
in.
You hung up and called in?
Because it was an operator. It was a number call. I called in. And I said, and I took that day to think if I was going to quit. Then I called in the next day too because I was like, I don't want to wake up early. So I'm going to call in for that day as well so I could go in a little later to quit. And they didn't get that call in. Mm-hmm. So when I showed up, I was trying to quit and they was calling me that morning. And I went in there, I was like, okay, I need you to help me with my travel pay because I have not gotten my travel pay yet and I quit. Mm. So she was like, oh, I'll help you. Oh, you real nice now. Mm-hmm. So after that, that's when I was super disciplined. I wasn't on social media. I wasn't watching TV. I was studying hard for my esthetician test. Mm. And it was like, I never seen that drive in me. Like, and I went to go take the test and failed again. Mm. I cried and I did it because the place was right by my house, so I pulled out to do a U-turn. I cried for 5 seconds, did the U-turn, went back home, and got back to studying again, and took the test. And a couple of days later,
I remember when you passed the test. That was a good day. I remember because you came by the office right after either that day or the next day or somewhere really close. I remember you passed it.
I remember going back to the same office because I kept on. I think I took that test about 5 or 6 times. But none of it was that drive like when I quit the post office and was disciplined.
Yeah, knew it had to work.
Yes. I was doing Uber Eats and Instacart to pay my rent. And I went to the same office, the first office that I failed at. I went back to that same office that I took that test. And that's when I came out, seen that I passed. And it was somebody else already. I'm embarrassed. So it's like, well, we had a testing center. So it's not embarrassing to be excited. So I was just holding it in. So as I got down those stairs, I was, oh my God, I was just crying. Like I was so happy. And then I didn't know where to put my drive at because I knew I had to take a practical test, but I couldn't take that for months. But I didn't need no practice on it. I just needed to put my kit. Yeah, so I was like, I didn't know where to put my drive.
Energy.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I think it was after the tax season, so I should have. I don't know if I was doing the life insurance, I probably would have put it there. I didn't know where to put that. I just had that energy. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? It's like I like this energy. I need to put it somewhere. Mm-hmm. Didn't have nowhere to put it, and lost it.
Oh wow!
I lost it, and then I set my kid up for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the day I passed. Nephew.
Yeah. So during this time, were you working you were working at the office by then? Yeah, you were doing taxes by then. Mm-hmm. I remember you starting to work with a lot of people from home being Minnesota.
Yeah.
Because you were getting all those people. You called, and I remember you doing your thing, posting on social media and doing stuff, and getting all your family and different people that you knew.
Yeah, it was so many people from Minnesota that somebody called the office from Minnesota from your ad that you just automatically assumed that was mine.
yeah, that was fun back then.
I wish I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I wish I was single at that time.
Yeah,
because that was a drive, like going to different. As a mail carrier, you would go to different routes. It's a new route each time. And since I was so new, even if I went to the same route I went to a couple weeks ago, I wouldn't remember it. So I would come right back to the office. But my home was telling me I was doing something wrong. Like, it was so many times I would get a phone call and it's me, I'm sorry, I'm the one kept her. Like, if anybody was seeing that, they would think that I was going through a physical abusive relationship. And at the time, I probably to this day wouldn't even say it was a mental abuse. But if I explain it to people, they would say that wasn't healthy.
Just holding you back, you felt like it, keeping you from getting to what you really wanted to do. But you pushed on through it because you kept pushing. I remember doing those times that I remember you was working at the post office. This and that. I just remember you doing a whole bunch of stuff and you were still coming to the office. I'm like,
in spite of.
Yeah, in spite of all that. And then you were going through those other personal situations. Yeah, losing people. So, yeah, I just remember you doing a lot. And I remember telling you, like, you're doing a lot. She all right. You might need, because sometimes you get caught up in what's going on and trying to occupy yourself with that. You won't take enough time for you just to.
Nobody told me that.
Yeah, you have to you will burn yourself out and you just be running around a zombie and you'll think you cool because you're doing your routine. A lion always know how to roar regardless of what's going on. And so you get trapped in that situation. You won't know. You just falling apart. Till you falling apart. Yeah. All right, what's up, y'all? We got Ontario here today. He just came in for the insurance agent boot camp. So how you feeling today, man?
Man, I feel good. I'm real confident in everything you guys are doing, and I really appreciate you for just getting me through the process and getting me through this course, because y'all made it very simple for me.
All right, where you from?
I'm from Conroe, Texas, just north of Houston.
What's your actual industry that you're in right now?
Financial industry, deal with taxes, plus now life insurance, credit restoration, and at some point we're going to get into doing funding and finance.
Oh, you got all the money.
Yes, sir.
You got all the money?
I'm trying to get
Oh, man, I should be down. I should have asked you about the money. You got all the money. Cool. So you're just looking to expand and kind of branch out a little bit? That's good. Well, we appreciate you coming down. Yep. Good luck on everything, all your future ventures. All right.
And I'm good with hiding. Because even when my last year in Texas, I think it was July, I was like, I'm done with this relationship. I'm not happy. I don't want this no more. And he had moved out. I wasn't going to tell my mom. He sent them a text message to make them check on me. So they called me. I cried. I talked to them. But then because I was already still having that business mindset, I knew I had to keep posting. My mom really thought I was good. She said, you was posting. I was in a deep depression that I would even finesse my son to say, oh, don't you want to make us something to eat? Because at that point, I was so lightheaded, weak, that I couldn't even get up and make us nothing to eat. And that lasted a week. And during that time, I didn't even work on myself. That we ended up back together.
Oh, wow.
And God opened that door again when it was around Thanksgiving, when my son wanted me to come to Minnesota for Thanksgiving. And I was told, because it was with my son's dad's family, like he was putting on Thanksgiving because my son wanted all his family around. So he was doing that. My ex told me, he probably told your son to ask you that. Not my son wanted me to go.
Yeah.
And he gave me the ultimatum on our relationship. Like, you never spent Thanksgiving with in Minnesota or with his family, with his dad's family. Now that you're about to get married, now he wants to come around. And I kind of believed it, but I kind of didn't. I'm like, what's this truth? But I'm not. I was like, what I look like telling my son, no, I can't come because I'm starting a family, and that's what he wanted me to say.
Oh, and that was like the last straw.
And I was like, God's not gonna open this door again, because when I got back, we broke up in June, July, and I was telling my friends, said if I go back to him, I see out.
Mhm.
I never seen out in all these years. But if I go back to him, I'm settling. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
I told too many people. That's
Yeah.
embarrassing to go back. And I said I was going to be done.
Committed.
Mm-hmm. And that's why that out of all these years of being gone, that Thanksgiving was put on for Minnesota. Because that's true. It never happened.
Mhm.
And that was God opening up that door again.
Yeah.
So was my son.
Yeah.
Because when I broke up with him in June or July, and I told my son, because I was serious. I didn't tell my son when we were hard times. My son even seemed happy.
Mhm.
Like, he was talking more. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because he was gone. He moved out of the house for a week, and my son was different. Like, he wasn't talk. He didn't talk much. He came for the summer, but he never built that relationship with my ex. And people kept on saying, "Oh, give it time." But you got to choose you. It's not about if the child and like the person that you're with, because the child's gonna grow up. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
But that wasn't healthy. Like, I'm glad God opened that door again. I didn't know I was gonna move back to Minnesota.
Mhm.
And I should have stayed, but no, I shouldn't have stayed. My reason of going back, I didn't know it was gonna be a whole nother hardship. Like, more mental abuse. Even when I was about to come in January for to join SCI, the night that I was about to get on a plane, I was like breaking down. I was crying, like I was just screaming. Like, if I was in a car, I would have probably committed suicide.
Oh.
Like, right before I got on the plane.
Stressed about the situation.
It was the environment that I put myself back in. It was like a more mental abuse or verbal abuse.
And you were pushing through all this because by this time, let's say that taxi, you were like number 1, number 2 person that we had. You were top person, for sure. But you were going through all that. I mean, I know y'all have your own personal, girl talk. I would have never known because you were holding together and just pushing through so well, going through the steps.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just get caught up in you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just having to be good at it. Nonetheless, you're good at it. But you came to the office randomly. You said, "I'm leaving. My car packed. It's outside." And we were like, "What?" You remember that day? You were like, "Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going. I'm packing my car." And it was just out of nowhere. Actually, we were here. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go into
no. I just remember it. Like,
yeah.
I remember when I came. It was because, and I had to tell y'all in person.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
It was
that
so unexpected. It was so like, what? I just talked to you.
Yeah, because I asked you about what does a blended family look like? Because I was told that that's not a thing. I'm like, I know people that is working.
And I told you we have a blended family.
Yes.
Yeah.
We smooth it. It ain't even blended. Beyond blended. Yeah. I'm married to her ex-husband. I don't know how much more blended you could get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you blended. Yeah, it exists. Yeah. But it takes the people who involved in it to be adults.
Yeah.
You gotta
real
be
people to being adults, because at the end of the day, life is about choices, and you can't change your past.
Yeah.
But you definitely can know what you can do for the future.
Yeah.
And you can create the environment that is a positive environment especially for the kids, especially for the circle of your family, to make sure that everybody is good. So it's a teamwork in everything that you do, especially when you're dealing with a blended family.
Yeah.
So, and for us, right hand, you could ask. We are definitely blended.
Yeah.
And I took your advice, and that's what made me go to Minnesota. It was like, I'm not, just because this person that didn't look like my environment, who I thought was just so good,
Don't make it right.
Yeah, like just because he said doesn't mean that it was the right thing. And after I left, I even realized, like, because the whole, we was together for almost 6 years. The whole 6 years, I have made more money than him. And I didn't think that was a problem. But my vision was to make more money so that my family can do whatever, we could do whatever we want. It wasn't, so I wasn't like some females that dream about having a provider. So I didn't even see that was a problem, but it was because I kept on wanting to do more stuff, and he kept on saying, "No, you're gonna burn yourself out." Or now you burn yourself out. You're gonna tire, burn yourself out. So I was like, okay, he's right, because he did see me take on too much. But it's like, okay, at that time, as he's seeing that taking on too much will burn me out. Okay, can you take on more? Because he can't take on more. Like, we split, we was doing 50-50 on our bills, on the household bills. I still had more bills than him. So I still was doing, like, he couldn't just, I couldn't just drop everything and he just take over.
Yeah. Or all fail.
Yeah, he was able to drop everything. And I felt it was all right, because he needed to get his mental together. But for 3 to 4 months, he wasn't working, and I picked up the slack. But I also got behind on I didn't have full coverage insurance. I went down to liability. I got behind on all my credit cards. Then eventually it was the car payment. No, actually it was never the car payment. Then I got in an accident in July, but I already went down to liability. Yeah, I already went back down to liability. But he couldn't save me. He couldn't help me. But this is my person.
Yeah,
like, it was, I couldn't call nobody. Like, and as I was growing up, I never asked questions. I just went with the flow. And that's why when I got around you, I was asking so many questions. I was asking it because it was like, I wanted to better myself. I wanted to have a business of my own. So that's how I was asking those questions. But then I was like, hey, she's not going to give you all of that. She's not going to be asking all of that. But it was like, you say I was timid in the beauty bar. But in the first, I was asking, I just kept talking, kept asking questions. And she said that you might want to just switch to finance. And I'm like, no, I just went to esthetician school. I'm not about to stop that. I'm like, I know she had her cosmetology and barber license and a whole finance company. So I'm like, you went through your experience. I'm like, no, I'm not about to give that up. Hey.
So what happened?
I just stuck beside you and just, hey, you're not going to take my words, and you're just going to see me work. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Hey, this is your girl, Dr. LQ. Look, I am so excited because we are here to help you win. We have now launched the LQ Financial Academy so that you can have the opportunity to learn this tax game, right? Of course, your girl, Dr. LQ, is going to make sure I mentor you and take you to the next level. So you already been in the tax game? Guess what? I know that you're looking for the right company to really help you get to the next level. We're those people. We're going to help you win. $99. That's right, $99. Go click the link. Who is this program for? People who want to do their own taxes, people who want to become a tax professional, people who want to start their own tax business, and people who want to take their career to the next level. We literally have built this software, this program from the ground up. We wanted you to get the proper education to take you to the next level. We were here to help you win. Now, why should you learn from LQ Financial Group? Well, number one, we are one of the top leading companies in the tax industry. We are here helping people across the world, making sure things things are done right and properly. And we're going to teach you to do the exact same thing. We have a great rapport in the industry, and we like to keep it that way. So why can't we train you to do the same thing? LQ Financial Academy is where you want to go so that we can be able to help you get to the next level. LQ Financial Group got you. LQ Financial Group got you.
LQFinancialAcademy.com.
Click the link and get on board.
Click the link, click the link, link. Get started today. We hope to see you soon.
I mean, definitely when you were asking questions, that's when I think I felt like, okay, she's coming out of her shell. She's finally coming to herself of what she's trying to do. But of course, I didn't learn until tonight that you was already have been doing the financial stuff before you even came even to this side of Texas at all.
Yeah, it was like I didn't want to. Like I said, I thought I was when I got appointed to you. I forgot all my I forgot everything I was doing because I was doing all this before my relationship. So when I got around you, I'm like, I didn't want to do that. So I looked at it as me copying you because nobody knew. I even forgot myself that I was doing all of that before.
One thing about me, I'm always, which you already know, there's enough money out here for everybody. There's enough
you already
tables, enough, plates to go around that everybody can eat off of. It's just the ones that's trying to spoon handle you versus giving you a toothpick instead of giving you a fork. And there's the difference. People, you can only have just a little bit, right? And I never wanted to be that type of person in nobody's life that I'm mentoring and nobody's life that I'm giving information to, because I feel like you're just as great as me. Yes, people around me might know me and I have this name or whatever, but at the end of the day, you Coach Letta. I'm just saying, pop your collar, baby. Coach Letta, do you hear me? They getting to know your name.
Yes.
So that's the biggest thing is like right now in this moment, the people that don't know who you are and who you're about to become and who you already are, you just making your marks. You just leaving your footprint in the sand. And that's what you're doing right now, because basically you already done went through the storm. What's the hurricane that just came through? Milton, yes.
Old school
Hurricane Milton already done tore up some stuff, right? Your life has already been torn up and dealt with all of those problems. Now you get to move forward. Now it's the cleanup time. Now it's let me show you who I really am. You get to show them who Coach Letta really is. This is the moment of life that you're in right now. So when I tell you to see you in those moments and to see you in asking questions and see you now, baby, they have no idea.
I think we took a special interest just on you winning. Well, we take a special in anybody around us winning, but you in particular, just because you came, you kind of started with us on the salon, then you moved over here. And you were new to Texas. You had a lot that was going on that you were fighting through, and you were doing everything that you could to try to win. We just wanted you to win, regardless. We wanted you
under my wing and saying, "Okay, honey, here it is.
Yeah,
here's the ABCs of this right here. This is we gonna take it from this step, and then from this step you gonna go here. But the ultimate goal is for what? What did I tell you? To be and have your own.
Yes.
It's never to be stuck. It's never to be always be under LQ Financial Group. You're supposed to have your own.
Like
and that's how we are with anybody who come and work with us, because I believe in when you building a foundation and you growing on something and you building on something, when you able to take and duplicate, why you can't win? Why you can't win?
Yes, I was letting my environment hold me back. And that's what I think that's why I kept on coming. Because it was peace. I then jumped into a whole nother environment that wasn't. But it was mine, so I had to keep going back to it. I didn't think I had a choice to leave it because it was more good than bad. I'm like, I was telling everybody, how do you get Texas? My husband came to pick me up.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
But everybody wants a story to tell,
Yeah.
Everybody wants to have that fairy tale moment of, ooh, he swept me off my feet and he did it's dreams for a lot of women, but this was just something for you to overcome. And so just like I said, now in this moment of your life, I think you're an amazing person, like, because of how far you came.
So that's when Coach Letta started. When you started doing the Coach Letta thing before you left. You started working on the book. I remember the book.
Mm-hmm.
That was before you left, right? Or
Yeah.
at least you started on it.
That's what was it? My friend worked for a talent agency, teaching. It was like a modeling agency or something, and she had got me a job there, and that's where the Coach Letta started. But I was like, this is not for me. Like it would bring me anxiety. Like they gave us different scripts to start to reading to the kids or the teenagers and teaching them through there. But I couldn't fake it. I felt like they seen through me. They seen that I wasn't
into it.
Yeah, like a lot of people worked at a talent agency because they was into modeling and all that. So, and I wasn't, but I would stick to the classes, the skincare classes. But then when I do another class that didn't align with nothing that I stood for or was about, I would get real bad anxiety and I would be so nervous. And I was like, no, this is not cool. I'm not, I gotta quit. And this is working from home on video. And that's what Coach let us, it was like, I was like, oh, they're going to have a hard time pronouncing my name. So I'm just going to go with that. And then I'm like, I got a ring to it. So I kept it on my Zoom. And then every time I was doing Zoom class, people kept on saying, Coach Letta. I think it was when I got back into life insurance and I'm at Altovia. And she was like, Coach Letta. So I was like, and it just ran with it. But because I'm still around people that know me from when I was a nursing assistant, it's hard to still be that person. So it's like, I feel like I'm a fraud. And nobody's telling me this, but I just feel like I am. So I'm like, it's hard for me to give out the knowledge that I have learned when they don't know me. They're not doing that. And then I'm following all these people that I want to be mentored by that's in the finance or beauty. I'm following all this. So then I'm thinking that everybody around me is seeing all these.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I just had to get out of my head and keep on pushing for me.
How did you once you got back to Minnesota, how did you separate the new you and who you wanted to be from the old you and old family, old people? How did you keep yourself in the same mind, in the new mindset of saying, hey, I'm back here, but I'm trying to push forward to something different?
It was easy because I was hiding. One, I didn't tell my ex that I was moving to Minnesota because he was telling me that I was going to Minnesota for Thanksgiving to basically give myself to, like, not even give myself to my ex, but he shouldn't have that be around me as the new person who I am. He shouldn't have that opportunity to experience me. So he thought I was going back to him. So for me to be moving back to Minnesota, he thinking I'm moving back for him. So one, I hid that. Two, I just went through this breakup when I just announced a few months ago that I was getting married. And so I went back to Minnesota and I hid. I was already in a city that nobody else was in because my son moved to St. Paul and I used to live in Duluth. So I just hid. But it was hurting my business because I couldn't really post. I couldn't really do what I needed to do to grow my business because I couldn't tell nobody I was in Minnesota. And even though I blocked a lot of people from my ex, I still was like, for me to have a business, my social media has to be public. So I don't want anybody to know
where you are.
Yeah, like, and saying that out loud, you would think that I was in an abusive relationship.
Did you feel like he was gone? Had he known you were back there, he was going like, see, I told you, that type of thing?
Yeah.
When that wasn't what it was?
Because we were still attached to the lease. I just moved sooner. And so he still had to talk to me.
Oh, okay.
But everybody around me, he said, no, he didn't still have to talk to me. But I blocked him on everything, blocked everybody, but I didn't block his number. And so I kept the number, so he still had access to. He kept sending me videos on how to in your next relationship, do this. It was just a lot of toxic videos.
He trying to get you right for the next one. He hustling backwards. He hustling backwards. He thought they were gonna get him some points.
Man. So that was like mentally draining me, on top of hiding, on top of being in another environment.
So what made you watch the videos? What made you?
I didn't watch. No, I didn't watch.
Don't watch this.
Like it was like I didn't watch. It's like if I click on the video and I see what it's about, because his social media, he was starting to post things like that. So if anybody,
he was trying to sub you. He was the type that he has Facebook just to share posts. Mm-hmm. You would never find out anything about his life. But when we was going through our breakup, all his videos was about like he hate. Like I felt like he hated women. I even told him that one time. I said, I feel like you really have some hatred to women. Why would I hate women and I have my sister and my mom and I love them? Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I feel like you hate women. Angry person.
He told me, I was sending you those. He would send me videos of men talking about women shouldn't do this. And he was like, when I brought that up, he said, you have a little cousin. I sent you all those videos so you could be able to educate her.
Man, what?
Wait.
You should say
y'all break up, but he want you
this is
to educate.
This is during a relationship.
Oh. So he wants you to educate your cousin or your family about relationships, even though y'all going down.
Because I'm in a good relationship. But you really sending these videos and making me feel like
trying to take them shots at
you. Yeah. And he started posting.
Was he passive aggressive kind of stuff?
Yeah. And he would keep on talking. Like, some people like to take some space and then come back, and he needs to talk about it right there and then. He would wake me up on my sleep. Like, you see the person breathe differently. Like, I ain't gonna say about that. They ain't in their deep sleep.
We're gonna talk about that right now. Right now.
Hey. So they started talking about
it. We ain't waiting. We finna figure this out right now.
Yeah.
I know you ain't already sleep over there.
Yeah. Wake up.
And I couldn't take it. Like, it was just too much. It was like, and I should have known, because one time I was going to work and he wanted to talk about something and I was driving. And he wanted to keep talking about it. I said, I don't want to talk about it. And I let him know, I'm like, it's making me emotional. I don't want to get this point. I'm about to go to work and I don't want to go in that work crying. No. Me actively saying that did not stop the conversation. So I got to work. I hung up. He called again. I'm outside crying. It did not change anything. And to be honest, did I say yes to the proposal after that? Because I felt like the good outweighed the bad, but I wasn't in that much good.
Yeah,
I was just playing face, hiding it. I stopped asking questions to get the advice. I wasn't asking questions for advice because he was like a private person. He didn't want people all in his business. So I adapted to that. So when I really needed the help and the guidance through my relationship, I couldn't. And then being in a whole nother state with no family, I couldn't even build friends because I didn't want him to think that I was on some other, his words.
So you felt like you got free once you were able to kind of start, kind of restart your life, going back to
Minnesota. Yeah,
as coach, kind of embrace that personality.
But it was hard because I was hiding. But then when I then I made a post and was like, I'm in Minnesota just for the part of tax to the end of through the whole tax season. So to let people know I'm in Minnesota, but not if he found out, then saying this stuff out loud, I would probably fail a lot of detective tests the way I sound. You would think that I was getting beat on at home, but it wasn't physical. But
it's other forms of abuse.
Yeah, when you say passive aggressive, it wasn't the normal verbal abuse that I seen growing up that my mom experienced. So it's definitely was like, no, I'm not.
So you found it was okay.
Yes.
Do you know, like, now that you passed that part, can you look back and say what it was that kept me there? This is what it was, the reason why I hung around.
Yeah, and I kept on making excuses for several months after leaving. I kept on saying, I'm like, but he was good. How you gonna say he knocked you upside the head, but he was a good man?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not saying that's what happened to me, but just, like, that's how I sounded.
Yeah.
So I kept on justifying, like, what he did, even though I was being open. So I was like, I'm gonna be honest with everybody that comes around me. Every type of relationship that comes my way, I'm going to be honest. Because I always say, why you can't be yourself, or why you can't do this? They're not paying your bills.
Absolutely.
Why? So I had to stop being afraid, and I had to just be honest. Like, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is my plan for myself. If you're not with it, don't move around. And I started attracting people that was okay with that. Like, even when it came to my mom, I was starting to be honest with her about things. It was hard, but I think it probably helped because when they say tell people your goals, me being honest, I started being open to telling her what my plans was for life, and she actually moved in with me. So it didn't hinder it because she moved in with me, and it wasn't like, oh, she's going back to her house or going back to somebody else's house. So she didn't fight as much. She got to know me in a different way. Mm-hmm. So I guess it helped our relationship.
That's good. So fast forwarding, you done moved back to Minnesota, and at this point you've already wrote a book. Give us some more insight on your book, on what it's about, and what was your purpose when you wrote it?
It started with somebody I met during my first year doing taxes with you. She actually was calling just to update, like just to check in, because it was the second season of second tax season of us with you, and we both started the same year. And she was just we were just checking in with each other, and she was telling me about the project that she had going on, and it was like, it's like I just started feeling warm, and just her telling me what the book was about. In my head, I thought she was asking me to be a part of it, but we was just talking, and it was just like something just came on. Like, it was just like, I just broke out in tears. It was like my story. I never thought about me having a story until she was telling me what her book was about, and it was a secret recipe of an overcomer. So it has seven authors in there, whether they wrote something before or not. And we all have different stories on our life. Whether it was like any domestic or disability, anything, everybody's story is different. And working with her it made me understand that I had a story. It made me start asking my mom questions, because in the midst of writing the book, writing my chapter, I wanted to say other stuff. And then she was like, maybe we shouldn't do this because you're thinking about your mom. You're thinking about her and her feelings. Mm-hmm. So everything I wanted to write at first, I just changed it up to glorify, like, not necessarily glorify my mom, but let her know that this is my story. This is my story because you put me through it, but I don't blame you for it.
Yeah.
So I talked about some personal stuff that nobody knew about me. Like, my mom even found out about it a few years ago. And after I even wrote it, I asked her a question about a lady we used to stay with. And I remember this lady because we lived with her when I was 7 or 8, and she had 10 kids. And the oldest was probably a year or two older than me. And I don't remember seeing my mom there. So I'm not understanding why we were there. So I asked her about her, and she didn't text me until the next morning, but she told my sister that oh, Daletta asked me about such and such. I need to read her chapter before she does, and I actually let her read it before it got published already, but I let her read it before the book launch, and she cried. Like I wrote it well enough that she didn't take it as a blame. But during that time when I did do my book launch, she actually came to visit me for a month, and I had told her, "You've been at my sister's house for the past few years because our kids was younger, but you don't come check on me like you just." She was like, I just always think that you're good. I just always think you had it together. It's like you have my good traits. Like you don't need help. You never called me and asked me for help. You never asked me for guidance. You never asked me for money. You always have it. So I didn't think that I need you. And she always make a joke. Oh, my baby need her mama. And I'd be like, get away from me. Because I'm not that. From that, the drinking days, I don't like the affection that's from her.
It reminds you of that time.
Yeah, because I remember one time her being drunk and she tried to kiss me. And every time she get affectionate, I get triggered.
Bring back those type of memories. So as you feel like now that's something that you guys are able to work on and, to become better with being more affectionate towards each other, or is something,
I still work on it because I gave her a birthday gift and she tried to hug me and I was running backwards.
You're running backwards.
Yeah.
But you still hugged her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she always want to kiss me. It's like I could do those sentimental things, but say thank you from a distance, or say thank you.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. Like she cried afterwards and she just wanted to hug me, and I still.
So you feel like that's just something that, maybe counseling and getting some, help with being able to have that affectionate mom would be a good thing?
Yeah, I think so. Because even when it comes to drinking, like she's not an alcoholic to this day, but anytime she has a drink now and I hear her voice change a little, I'm so triggered. I'm so gone, and I would talk to her like she's not my mom, and my sister kept on like, she a grown woman, she can do whatever she wants. It's not like she this or that, but I can't help the feeling that come when I hear her voice when she's tipsy. And I have gotten better with that. Like I let her do her thing, and I don't say nothing because she should not be criticized,
right?
For letting her hair down.
Yeah. Compassion.
But I can't help what I went through as a child.
Yeah.
That's your honest story.
Yeah. And you can't undo or change something you feel. You can only just work on it to get better.
Yeah.
To become better over time because, like I said, everybody has a past. Everybody has a story. These are the things that bother you. So again, like Sean said, this is your story. So.
And I still downplayed my story. Like I still be like, you don't have a story. Oh, people done did this. Like, girl, you just said you didn't live from shelter to shelter. Your memories of people is when your mama is bloody. Like, and you talk about it, you don't have no history, you don't have no past.
I do, and you do. Yes, you absolutely do.
I don't understand why I do that. Like that.
So what you saying is, even though you wrote this book, you have another book you're about to write?
Show them the book also. You can show the book up for the screen. So I'm going to put a link. We'll put a link to the book.
So guys, make sure you go and buy The Secret Recipe of Overcomers. Is that the right?
Yes.
Yes, of an Overcomer. Yes.
I'm about to figure out how to do that.
There you go. Oh, it's changed.
So it's actually a workbook and a recipe book.
Okay.
It has, everybody tells their story, and everything is written out in a form of a recipe. Like even your secret ingredients it's not ingredients to the food recipe that we have at the end of our chapter. It's the ingredients on how we overcame.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
And then based off of our chapter, it has different questions and different the workbook is right after that you can write to see if that story resonate with you, and then it's note pages where you actually write your thoughts, and that's after everybody's chapter, and everybody has a actual food recipe in there as well.
So what was your recipe?
I think it was gumbo. I think I changed it. I'm big on these angel numbers, and my book actually ended up on 111, 111.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was gumbo. Could I I think I had to switch it.
So is gumbo one of your favorite meals?
Yeah.
So what made gumbo be like that meal of saying, "Yum, this is my favorite of all meals that you selected"?
I think it's because it was so much in it. Seafood medley bowl, so basically a gumbo. Because it was so many ingredients, and I didn't understand how I was packed with so many different lifestyles, and so I felt like that recipe resonated with me. And it was like y'all was saying, I can't see you as no fighter, and I like spice.
Yeah,
so,
there you go. There you
so
go.
it's like sweet, but yeah.
A lot of spice. So now when you got back to Minnesota, you started your own company. You actually started your own tax company. So now, Coach Daletta, you're doing financial coach. You got your own book. You're doing some financial literacy coaching.
Yes.
Running your own tax company. You got that. You're in the big leagues now.
I have added credit repair.
Okay.
And because I got out of the poverty mindset, I want to help others. So instead of me going back to school, I'm trying to figure out how I can combine the knowledge I already have so I can give to other people. Like right now, I've been working on a course that I have the videos ready to launch. It's just I'm having trouble putting it on a platform. So that's right now. That's what I've been working on a free budgeting course to get people out of their mindset, out of their poverty mindset, and let people know that no matter what income you make, this can help you, because a lot of people make more income and then they start living above their means. So it's like you think that because you making six figures that you have it all together, but how much extra money do you have left over after all of this? So that's what I want to help other people, because I'm like, when I got introduced how to save, and it's basically it's going to be called Pay Yourself First, because I actually have an ebook that's called Pay Yourself First. So since I kept on letting everybody know about that, and people believe that they can't pay themselves first. So Pay Yourself First is basically saving before you pay your bills, and there is ways. And that's why I wanted to build the course so people can take the action and it's going to be free. It's like when we have to pay for something, we don't want to take it. My ebook is only $10.
Okay.
And so
where can they get this ebook at?
It's a link in my bio. You can search me on Coach Letta on Instagram.
Okay.
And the link is in my bio, my stand store. And so I was like, okay, let me create this course so I can be able to give to people so they can understand, like, you can do it. You can pay yourself first. Like, just because I don't have that much income, you're not realizing that you have different subscriptions, or you spending unnecessary money on this or that, or you're not realizing that the same friend keep on asking you for money every time you get paid. You're not realizing where your money going. Like, so that's what I want to do for other people. Like, my audience is people that not only not just look like me, but that's stuck in a poverty mindset, because we don't realize we live in a poverty mindset. And you can have a poverty mindset and have six figures as well.
You feel like you're on the path that that you were destined to be on now?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
doing. At what point did you kind of feel like the switch changed? Like, yeah, I'm doing it.
When I moved back to Minnesota and I left and I had $1,800 to my name, and debt was out of control. And in 30 days, I got 3 streams of income. And I'm like, you just getting paid barely $1,000 every 2 weeks when you was in Texas. Like, I seen no room to make more income when I was my last year here.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't because of Texas, because Texas grew my mindset.
Yeah.
I didn't have a limited mindset anymore living in Texas. The relationship I was in was limiting my mindset. So when I seen that I was homeless, I say by choice, because I ended the relationship and left and quit my job and messed up credit. And I'm like, and I still was doing it. Like, one time I was crying, left where I was staying, and it was a snowstorm. It was Valentine's Day. And I left out the house that I was staying at. Didn't know where I was about to go. And I was too prideful because I'm like, who am I call for help? I know more than them. But girl, you ain't got nowhere to live. So what you know more than them?
Yeah.
Well, you in the situation you in.
Right.
That same morning, I went to work like it was no other. I went to my house cleaning job, and then I went to the group home I was working that same day. Like I wasn't just in my car with all my stuff in a snowstorm. And that's when I realized, like, baby, you got a gift, and you have to share it with the world, no matter if they want to listen or not.
Absolutely.
So what the future holds for you? What's your next plans over the
My next plan
next
is
few years to grow Coach Daletta?
Is to end a lot of poverty mindset of people, like broaden their mindset. Like, a lot of people around you in Minnesota, not necessarily, it could be any other town, but where I came from, Minnesota, my mindset was limited. And I believe that theirs are too. And it's because I had to go see the world. Like, I didn't really see the world, because it ain't like I went to Africa nowhere. I just went to my cities that I went to was Minnesota and Chicago. That was like going somewhere.
Yeah.
And I left and went to Texas, and I was going to New Orleans. I was going to Georgia. Like, my journey is going to be helping people budget, helping people save, helping people pay themselves first and get out of debt. And doing that, utilizing their tax returns, their life insurance policies, building their credit. And that's what I want to help people do.
So how can people get in contact with you?
They could just DM me on Coach Daletta. On Instagram and Facebook is Daletta Lynn.
Okay.
I'm just a little old me, so I check my DMs.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For now.
Yes,
For now.
yes. And then it will be somebody else.
Yes. Well, definitely an honor to even have you on our show tonight. And again, I'm just so proud of you. So if I have not told you, hear me tonight. I'm extremely proud of you, of everything you've done, and to see your accomplishments. And pop your collar, honey. Coach Letter to the effect, y'all. All right, y'all. Thank you. This is the end of the episode of the group chat.
Thank you.